The WNBA is officially in a state of emergency, and the league is doing everything in its power to make sure you do not look at the fine print of the contracts currently sitting on Commissioner Cathy Engelbert's desk. If you think the drama on the court was intense, wait until you see what is happening in the boardroom, because as of right now, the legal framework holding the 2026 season together has completely collapsed. We are talking about a total systemic failure where the veterans are at war with the rookies, and the league office is scrambling to prevent a total blackout of the 2026 season. The receipts are everywhere, from the deleted threads on social media to the cryptic messages being dropped in the locker rooms. And today, we are breaking down the digital forensics that the mainstream media is too afraid to touch. The reality is that the 2026 WNBA season is effectively voided until further notice, and the players you love are currently technically unemployed while the owners try to figure out how to divide a pie that has grown too fast for them to handle. The league is trying to keep this timeline quiet, but we are tracking every deleted post and every closed-door meeting in real time. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications right now so you can join the investigation and secure the receipts before they are scrubbed from the internet forever. To understand how we got to this point of total financial and professional chaos, we have to look at the smoking gun that dropped on January 9th, 2026. That was the midnight deadline for the new collective bargaining agreement, and when that clock struck 12 with no deal in place, the entire foundation of the league shifted into what lawyers call a status quo period. But don't let that neutral term fool you, because the reality is far more explosive. On January 12, 2026, the league and the union were forced to agree to a total moratorium on all league business. This means free agency is frozen, the expansion drafts for the Toronto Tempo and the Portland Fire are on indefinite hold, and most importantly, almost every veteran contract in the league is effectively in limbo. When we talk about contracts being voided, we are looking at the legal reality that without a CBA, there is no salary cap, and without a salary cap, teams cannot legally sign the record number of free agents currently on the market. This isn't just a business dispute. It is a full-blown culture war that has been brewing since the 2023 NCAA tournament. The tension we are seeing today between the old guard led by legends like Breanna Stewart and Nafisa Collier and the new wave led by Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, and Paige Bueckers is the fuel for this entire fire. The veterans feel like they built the house, and now the rookies are moving in and demanding the master bedroom, while the rookies feel like they are the ones who finally brought the cameras and the sponsors to the front door. This tension boiled over during the opening weeks of the 2026 Unrivaled season in Miami. While Paige Bueckers was busy making her professional debut for Breezy BC and proving why she was the #1 overall pick, other stars were notably absent. Angel Reese making the shocking decision to opt out of the Unrivaled season to focus on Olympic training was seen by many insiders as a calculated move to distance herself from the league-controlled narrative while the CBA talks turned toxic. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark declined the Unrivaled invitation for a second straight year, choosing to stay in Indianapolis and train in private. These aren't just scheduling conflicts, they are encoded messages. When you look at the social media activity from early January, the likes and the retweets tell a story of a league divided. Veterans were posting about the importance of net revenue sharing, while the younger stars were quietly liking comments about player equity and the $5 million salary caps proposed by the union. The physical intensity on the court has always been a reflection of this locker room tension. Think back to the flagrant foul heard round the world in May of 2025 when Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese collided in a moment that the league office tried to downplay as a simple basketball play. But if you analyze the body language and the tunnel walks from that entire season, you see a different story. The veterans weren't just playing hard, they were sending messages. Every hard screen and every uncalled shove was a reminder to the new generation that the highlights might belong to the rookies, but the hardwood still belongs to the vets. Now, in 2026, those on-court messages have turned into legal filings. the WNBPA authorized a strike with a near unanimous vote because they know the stakes have never been higher. The league is looking at a $2.2 billion media rights deal, and the players want their 30% of gross revenue. However, the owners are countered with a 70% of net revenue offer, which the players claim is a shell game designed to hide profits behind expenses like charter flights and facility upgrades. This is where the contract voided narrative becomes a nightmare for the players. If the league stays in this moratorium long enough, the training camps in April will be empty. We have seen this coming since the 2024 season, when viewership surged by over 170%. The growth was so explosive that the old CBA, which was supposed to run through 2027, became obsolete overnight. The players opted out because they knew they were being underpaid by millions, but the league is now playing hardball, using the expansion fees from Cleveland, Detroit, and Philadelphia as a bargaining chip. The owners say that $750 million belongs to them to cover the dilution of the league, while the players say that money is basketball-related income that should be in the cap. The forensic analysis of the recent podcast clips adds even more fuel to the fire. On her podcast, Unapologetically, Angel Reese has hinted at the frustrations of being the face of a league that is currently in a legal deadlock. Similarly, Breanna Stewart on A Touch More has been transparent about the fact that no player should sign anything until the new numbers are locked in. This is a coordinated freeze. The players are being told by their leadership to hold the line, even if it means missing the start of the 2026 season. The old guard versus new wave dynamic is most apparent when you look at how the league is marketing its stars. The veterans who have spent a decade in the trenches are watching as players who haven't even finished their rookie deals are getting signature shoes and nine-figure endorsement deals. This creates a friction that manifests in the CBA negotiations. The veterans want higher minimums and better retirement benefits, while the younger stars are focused on revenue sharing and marketing rights. It is a battle for the soul of the WNBA, and right now, nobody is winning. The 2026 expansion was supposed to be a victory lap for the league. Adding the Toronto Tempo and the Portland Fire was meant to show the world that the WNBA had finally arrived as a global powerhouse. Instead, those franchises are currently ghosts. They have no rosters, no coaching staffs, and no certainty because the expansion draft cannot happen until the CBA defines the protected player rules. Imagine being a top-tier veteran and not knowing if you're going to be protected by your current team or shipped off to a startup in a different country, all while your contract is technically in a state of suspension. The forensic analysis of these contracts shows a terrifying trend. For the older viewers who remember the lean years of the league, the idea of a total work stoppage is a trigger for the fear of financial ruin. If the league doesn't play, the revenue stops. If the revenue stops, the valuations of these teams, which have skyrocketed to over $300 million, could come crashing down. This is the ultimate high-stakes game of chicken. The owners are betting that the players will fold because they need the paychecks, and the players are betting that the owners will fold because they can't afford to lose the momentum of the last 2 years. As we look at the tunnel walks from the early Unrivaled games, we see the silent treatment in full effect. Players who used to be close are now walking past each other without a word because they're on opposite sides of the labor divide. The body language experts have noted the closed-off postures and the lack of interaction during warm-ups. This isn't just competition, it is a professional estrangement. The friendship between players like Paige Bueckers and her peers is being tested by the reality of a league that is currently eating itself from the inside out. The smoking gun in all of this is the player hubs that Breanna Stewart mentioned. The union has already set up private training facilities in the US and Spain. This is the ultimate receipt. You don't set up private infrastructure unless you're fully prepared for a long-term strike. They are ready to bypass the league facilities entirely. This is the digital and physical evidence that the 2026 season is on the verge of being canceled. So what is the insider prediction for how this ends? The league cannot afford a dark summer. With the FIBA World Cup looming in September and the momentum of the rookie classes from 2024 and 2025, the pressure is going to reach a breaking point by February 1st. If we don't have a signed CBA by then, the 2026 season as we know it is officially over. The contracts will remain voided, the free agents will remain stuck, and the fans will be left with old highlights and deleted tweets. This is a developing investigation, and the Basketball Spilled team is tracking every single movement from the league office to the player hubs. We are not just watching the game, we are auditing the entire system to make sure you know exactly where the money is going and who is really pulling the strings. The truth is hidden in the moratoriums and the status quo filings, but we are going to keep digging until every receipt is accounted for.
If you want to see how this internal war between the vets and the rookies actually started, you need to watch our next deep dive, where we go back to the 2023 draft night snubs that set this entire timeline in motion. The links are on the screen now, and you do not want to miss what we found in the deleted footage from that night. The league tried to bury it, but we have the evidence.